Hey shooters, welcome to the Inner Sanctum. Today we're going to do a little more in-depth work on the SPS Pantera pistol, the 2011 clone out of the Philippines. Solid gun. If you click the link here somewhere, you can go to my out-of-the-box and to-the-match review on the gun, where I enjoyed shooting it. It was fun, it was accurate, and it was reliable. You're done, go get it, you're happy. I'm going a little further into this gun because it is a 2011 clone. And 2011 clones are, this is one of few, but there's quite a volume of 2011 guns out there, whether STI or SVI or one of the many custom gun makers. So this gun at $1,500 has a lot of $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 competition out there. Now, if you're looking at a $3,000 gun and you think you have to have one, then by all means go get one. If you think you want a 2011 that is reliable and accurate and it won't break the bank, stay tuned and let's look inside and see what makes this gun cost a little less than its competition. Frame. The steel module here, the grip frame and the grip module is plastic. The actual frame, serial numbered frame piece, is cast steel. Good quality cast steel. Caspian frames are cast steel. A lot of Ruger firearms are investment castings. Castings done right are excellent. This appears to be excellent. The machining, the fit, finish are excellent. I don't see any porosity of any kind except for maybe a little rough in here. And that's about all I can see on the whole thing. Popping it out underneath the grip panels, again, it doesn't show the very nice finish you see here. It's a little rougher underneath the grip panels, but it's hidden. It doesn't affect its ability to do its job. They fit very tightly together. The plastic grip module is fully interchangeable with SVI products, and the various metal, aluminum and or steel, and maybe even titanium grip modules will bolt right onto this unit if you choose to upgrade it. So we have a solid frame here that can do the job quite nicely. Well, what's the next? Well, we have the slide. The slide is forged steel. They put a little more strength into this because a little more strength is required. So they use the appropriate material, spec'd for the appropriate job. And the whole idea is not that it's superior, is that it does exactly what it's supposed to do to do the job it's intended to do at a price point that allows you and me to be able to afford nice guns. So, frame and slide fit. So, at the point where it would be appropriately set for lockup, in other words, flush with the back and flush with the front, there's about 4 or 5 thousandths of vertical play up and down, and about 8 or 9 horizontal. Now, masterful fit from a custom gunsmith? No. If I got a gun from a custom gunsmith and I had that kind of play, I'd be bothered. Again, at under $1,500, the proof is in the pudding. It's arguable, there's various guys would tell you one way or the other, but maybe 10 or 12, 15% of your accuracy might come out of frame to slide fit, especially if you're actually mounting your sights on your frame. Okay, if you mount your sights on your frame and you point the frame at the target, the barrel and slide need to reciprocate and line up at the exact same spot relative to the frame if your sights, like an open gun, are hooked to the frame. Well, the sights are on the slide on this gun, so accuracy is stellar. Sub 1.5 inches at 25 yards. I'm sure it'll do 1 inch at 25. It was just me shooting it that day. I haven't taken it out and really done some bench work with it since. But 1.5 inches at 25 yards is very good, and it'll do that over and over again, even with inexpensive ammo. Very inexpensive ammo. So a proper hand load by one of you guys, you work your magic at your reloading press, this thing will shoot little tiny groups for you. So it's reliable, it's accurate, forged steel slide and cast frame, fully interchangeable with STI. Fits well. It's got a Ken sight in the rear, a real deal Ken sight, the Bomar copy, which I think it's actually superior to Bomar. It's very well built, and a fiber optic front sight, and it's been flat topped. What really counts is how well the barrel fits, and the barrel fit on this particular gun is very good. A couple things I'd like to point out. If you notice some of the wear patterns here, you can see it's shiny here and kind of rough here. It's where it's been wearing inside the slide, and it fits. Use a little horseshoe right there. It's locking up nearly full contact all the way across the top and across the bottom. There's a little horseshoe right here. Kind of hard to see on the video, but in fact it's there. So it locks up very well at the front, and it also locks up very well at the rear. The slide stop Appears to be a tool steel or a billet piece. And something you might want to check when you're playing around with somebody's 1911 or you're shopping for a used gun, is if you take the slide stop, the cross pin, put it through the link, push pressure to the rear and down. In other words, so if it was fully locked up in battery, the link should be loose. Again, with the slide stop cross pin to the rear and down, press down under force, that should be loose. Because you want the barrel to lock up on the barrel lugs, not on the link. The link is just to pull the gun out of battery, pull the barrel out of battery. And you'll find a thing that Ed Brown called barrel bump, right at the apex here, as it makes the transition over the top here, this angle here. Right there'll be a little dent sometimes on some barrels, and it's the barrel bumping the slide stop as it comes across, and occasionally that'll create a malfunction, a feed jam of some kind. So, and also something else to look at, the barrel beds down very well into the frame. As the link pulls the barrel down and out of battery, because it's an arc, it has to pull it down and back as it works across the arc, it sets it down into the frame and back into the frame solidly. So, and at that point the link is loose still, so there's no tension on the link when it's fully bedded down, nor when it's fully locked up. That link is just to facilitate the barrel coming down and back, setting into the frame. So you won't experience links being broken or slide stops being bent or barrel lugs being broken because it's sitting down and back properly. Another indication of that, the gun has 1,500 rounds through it. If you take a look right inside here, I think the camera will show it, there's a little horseshoe right here, a little area right here, and that used to have finish on it, and it's been rubbed off by the barrel. Same with this area right here. And that's a good thing. Nearly full removal of material. That's where this surface and this surface have mated with those two surfaces as the gun is operated. So you're getting full contact there, not just a high point, a stress area, to have the lug maybe shear off or break or fatigue over time. So the barrel is very well fit to the frame and slide, and that's part of accuracy, but it's also great part of longevity. So I don't see any reason why this thing shouldn't last a long time. Again, when the barrel is properly set down or bed, as the slide reciprocates, it rolls over the top and avoids whacking the upper barrel lugs. And if you grab a gun, you'll notice that a little edge gets rolled up right here. On those three areas right here, a little edge gets rolled up. Well, that means it's not setting down correctly, and the lugs on the slide are in fact still partly engaged and rolling over the top. No such animal here. This is, again, correctly fitted barrel. Not only on lockup, but on unlocking, which is very important for longevity and reliability. Beyond that, we have, there's some MIM parts. You want to reduce costs, you got to figure out another way. You can't cut your grip safety out of billet. You can't cut your thumb safeties out of billet. You can't cut your hammer out of billet. That costs a lot of money. So these are MIM, metal injection molding, sintered metal, powdered metal technology. It's still a very nice unit. It's got the little stirrup cut on it, as you can see. So it facilitates removal while the gun, the hammer, and the mainspring housing are installed. You can still remove this part. It's a common gunsmith trick, and some aftermarket parts are come like this, and this does. Nice part, very nicely machined. The safety. One thing I can really say about the safety that I really like, and I think I mentioned it on the video when I was testing the gun out of the box. As a left-hander, I'm very particular, of how the safety snicks on and off. I want to, just like breaking a hammer in syrup, pulling the trigger and having a hammer fall, I don't want it to creep along. So when I put the appropriate amount of pressure on the safety, I want it to go all the way off in one motion. And this is fit very well, so it does. Someone took the time to fit this thing well to make me happy as a left-hander. So because I'm pushing the pressure on this side, going through a tenon joint and asking the actual part that has a D10 on it to operate, when your thumb's right over that part, it's easy to make it work. When I'm operating through a tenon joint, that has to work very well and has to be properly fitted for it to work well, and it does. The hammer, again, it's a MIM part. You can see the little part line right there, and maybe right here, the three little circles or several little circles. There could be little riser areas and probably a punch to punch this thing out of the mold that it's in so that you can, increase production. So that, yeah, you might want to change that out, but it's a 2.5 pound trigger, and I've got 1,500 rounds to it. It hasn't changed at all. It's creep free, brakes very nicely, minimal over travel. I like it. Same goes for the sear. It's probably a powdered metal or sintered metal injection molded piece, and perfectly up to the task set before it, which is the sear function, is just to hold onto the hammer under tension until pulled out of the way by the trigger bar. A little more force is applied to your extractor, and I'd like to have a tool steel or billet extractor, and this appears to be one. I don't see any indication that it's a MIM part. It may be, but I don't see any indication that it is. An interesting piece here, I mean, you hand fit, again, at a price point, you hand fit everything you must hand fit. And you just can't crank extractors out, throw them in a gun, and expect them to work. This one has been hand fit. It's been polished, but anyone can run a polishing wheel. Can you run a file well enough to make the proper lead-in angle? And in fact, this one has. There's a little bevel, as it transitions from a flat to a bevel. The shell comes in, hits the bevel, which allows it to feed into under the extractor. And then there's also a little radius here and an angle right there. So you'd have to know a little more about how an extractor is supposed to be fit, but this one is absolutely properly done to a T by the factory. Part of why the gun is so reliable. The barrel fits correct, frame and slide fit well, the safeties work, the extractors fit well. It's really a nice gun. Again, check out the video of me shooting it. You'll find that I really liked it and enjoyed it. It's accurate, trigger's great. The parts are, again, there's some MIM parts, there's forged steel parts, there's cast steel parts, but the sum of the parts is greater than the whole. Assembled and running, this gun is well worth the $1,450, $1,500 you'll pay for it. Is it give you more value than a $2,000 STI Edge? That's up to you. For that $500 difference in price point, I can buy a pile of magazines and get an entry fee to a match. I can load up on bullets, keep my loading press fat and happy with ammunition. I can spend $500 on getting better at shooting. It runs. You're going to walk around with the swagger that I had my $4,000 custom gun built just for me? Well, if that makes you happy, then you ought to spend your money where you ought to. I like value for dollar. This gun has a lot of value for dollar. And it comes with, I understand the new ones are coming with 2 SPS, which are really nice mags. No tuning required. I've got 5 of these mags and they all run just fine. The SPS mag, 140 millimeter. Comes with 2 of them. Again, value for money. Oh, one more thing I wanted to go over real quick. The amount of chamber exposed or web exposed on the case. It's got excellent fit here. It's been ramped just the right amount to feed all the different ammunition I've tried through it, yet it not exposed much of the web at all. So the case is, the chamber fully supports the case. Again, just a little piece of web exposed. You have to have that to make the thing work. Very, very nice gun. I think you'll enjoy it. I hope this will answer some questions that you might have had about the gun. And if you like what I'm doing here and like me to do more, I don't get paid to do this. This is something I want to do. So I'm going to continue to do it. The variety of firearms may change. I may be working with guns that I already own because my wallet's getting thinner and thinner as I'm trying to buy these guns. But some of these guns I'll start taking apart. I think I've got in queue the AMT Automag. I'm going to detail strip that and show you how cool that gun is and how it works. Anyways, like, subscribe, please share with your friends, let other people know about me. There's some various other channels out there that have got tremendous followings. And personally, I don't think they have quite the in-depth content that I have. They have tremendous following, and they seem to be good guys. There's several of them I could mention that I really like and I watch regularly. I like the Iraq veteran 8888. That guy's fantastic. His crew does a great job. I really like him. Mac at Military Arms Channel, great work. I like him. There's several other cats out there that do good work also. They have tremendous followings. That's capitalism at work. But I'd sure like to have some more following because that would just incentivize me to do more work. So if you guys could like, subscribe, and share, let people know about it, I'd really appreciate it. And if you would, since I don't make any money doing this, help my sponsors. Let Freedom Munition know that you like what you see here and pick up a a few boxes of ammo. Defender Outdoors is where I try to buy every gun I own, all my scopes, my reloading gear, loading presses, I buy them from Defender Outdoors. Check them out. Great people, good prices, and excellent customer service. So again, guys, thank you for watching the channel. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this. Let me know in the comment section other things that I can add to the queue, whether it's other gun tests or how does a Browning Auto 5 work? I'll tell you. How does a M1 Garand really work? Take one apart. You got some other things you want me to check out and explore with you? Let me know what it is, and I'll do my best I can to help you guys out. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye for now.